This is the Singer Simple sewing machine, model 3221 and 3232. So it comes with the foot switch and the cover, and of course all your paperwork, and the foot switch that plugs into the back here. One of these cords go to the wall power and the other goes to the switch. So what we want to look at first is we need to take this little compartment off here and slide that off the front, and there's a little compartment underneath it with some items that we're going to need. We'll actually need this piece, this small white piece right here, in order to wind our bobbin. Now let's look at how to wind the bobbin. The bobbins are also in that little bag that we just looked at. So we want to get our spool of thread. Now remember, there's a little catch for the end of the thread on one edge, so we don't want that to snag while we're winding our bobbin. So we'll put this side to the back. We're going to put it on this post right here. There's a little bit of slot between the spool and that post, so this little piece goes right in here. And that actually will take that slop right out. Then this will keep the threads from spinning off fairly easily. Now, the directions to do this are actually on the top of the sewing machine, but I want to go over it with you because it can be a little difficult, confusing. So what we're going to do is we're going to, through this first little silver clip right here, that's going to go right there. Now, the natural tendency would be to wrap this right around the front of this post, but it actually goes to the back side and then this way towards the back. Your piece of thread, we need to actually put it through one of the holes in the bobbin, and just like that. Okay, and you press that down on top of there, and we don't want to have it too long here. We don't want to get it too tangled up or anything. So we'll cut a little piece there. Then we're going to slide this post back in order to engage it. Okay. Then we're going to, the power button is on the back side. We're going to turn the power on. And there, we've spooled the thread onto our bobbin. So we'll push this back, disengage it, and we'll cut about 6 inches of thread right there. And we're going to leave our thread here, because when we go to thread the machine, the needle, it'll go through that first one as well. So we'll leave that there. And now we have our bobbin ready to go. Now we want to thread the top part of the machine. We'll get to the bottom later. Anyway, start off from, like we said, we're going to use the same number 1 clip to thread the machine. Then we're going to come across this to number 2, the second one, that shows an old number 2 there. Come down the front, number 3, like it shows. And number 4, it shows it comes back up this way. Then number 5 actually shows another loop, but it might be a little confusing. So what you're going to do is you're going to turn so that your needle goes all the way to the top, and you see you'll see this little bar come up when the needle comes up. You use the wheel on the back of the sewing machine to get that, and then you're going to wrap it into that. So then you're going to come straight down, and I need to give another angle for down here in order to catch what's going on down below this. Okay, I'm going to zoom in on just a couple of things to show you here. Right above the needle, you can see right there, there's a little wire that's there. Now that's sort of a tricky one to actually get threaded. And let me show you while I have it zoomed in how to do that. So we've come down here, and here we want to get it into there, but it says in the instruction manual to thread it through the wire, but you can't really get over the wire through the top. So what you have to do is come back here like this and sort of loop it back behind it. Okay, see, my big fingers, it's not really easy to loop back behind it, but we'll get it there. There we go. And so now we have it, and we're ready to thread the needle. And well, might as well just go ahead and do that now while I'm here. There we go. There we go, right there. Now, got the we thread the needle through the front going to the back. And so we've threaded the needle going from the front to the back. Now, this actual machine does have an auto threading device. And you can see that it actually comes down here. But truthfully, you need to look in the instructions on that one. This is actually one of those things that with my big fingers I can't make it work. The automatic needle threader is shown on page 19 in the instructions, but it's just really a matter of simply putting the thread through the front of the needle. And we're going to look at the bobbin, everything in the bottom section here. So now again we're going to pull this off the front and set this aside. Then we're going to open this door right here, and it shows our bobbin holder. And so with this little lever, when you pull the lever, it actually clamps down on the bobbin inside. So when you pull it out, the bobbin comes with it. Now if you don't use this, it doesn't grab that, and then the bobbin's in there, and it's kind of hard to get out. When you turn loose of it, of course the bobbin just drops right out. But we're going to take our bobbin that we had before, that we just strung, that we just wrapped, and we're going to put it in like this. Now, the thread on the bobbin holder needs to be fed through this little hole right there on the inside. Now, it's important that the thread comes up on this side of the bobbin, and then we put it through the hole. Put it through the hole like that. Then we're going to take the bobbin, pull the lever back to clamp it down, and then we're going to seat it back in there, just like that. Now, before I do that, let me show you something. When my wife asked me for help, she'd actually got this disassembled, and if this happens to you, I want you to know how to put it back together. So you have these two holders right here that were removed, and these parts. So this is the way I found it when I came in this morning. These pieces were apart. So what we're going to do is we're actually going to set this back. Now you see this piece of metal here? It kind of mates with it like this. You see the rounded part, and it's going to mate back up here to the right. Pokes in just like that. This ring goes in with this part to the top towards the needle. You'll see that there's little notches right there. There's notches on the side where these holders come and clip back over. Okay. Now we're going to take our bobbin. This goes up. It's kind of hard to see. Let me tilt this up a little bit. You can see a notch right there. So again, we're going to lift up this that holds the bobbin, and we're going to push it in again, so that that post is there. Just put this in here. We don't want it to get hung up on anything. Now, to thread the needle, to get them both together, ready to sew. To get them ready to sew, we're going to dip it down into the bobbin and pull it up. That'll grab that string from the bobbin. There it is. And there you have the two threads, and you're ready to start sewing. Put this back on the front. Now you know how to thread and bobbin your Singer Simple Model 3221 3232.